pepper, you're into business. So far you're making profit, and it can be profit, it can be for profit, and it can be for non-profit reasons. So you might decide that I want to like start an NGO. Someone like us, we started more or less like giving back to the society in our company. So that was when we employed over 50 people on the streets, and we were actually paying them for 1 year without the help of anybody. So that was, we were doing business, you understand? And it was what? It was for non-profit. And if you're now like, by the time we're scaling, we now started like, be profitable. So it depends on how you want to really start your business. And if you're not going to look at it that is a company, that company must have that legal backing with it. So when it has a legal backing, then you can be looking at it that you are a company. When you have legal backing, your legal backing can be that maybe you are looking at a sole proprietorship to a limited liability company, or maybe you're looking at partnership. So it has to have, when you put all those structures into place, so that's when you be called a company. So, but when you are into business, you're about to say karakata. Mine is okay, I get money, you understand? Oh, I take the money. I want to buy earring somewhere, I need gold, you just take the money. So you're still doing business as much as you're doing business. But if you have a company, definitely there will be structure. And because there will be structure, you can't just put money, you can't just put your hand in that, in that your profits. So for example, when we're starting because I've trained myself, so even if you're a startup, learn to train yourself from now, that you're not going to like eat your profit is extremely important. You don't eat all your profit. If you eat your profit, when it's time to scale, you might not be able to scale. And that is extremely important as a startup. Put money aside is another thing, that's another like training on its own. People always wonder, how can I be able to put money aside? The best way in this time in Nigeria, how you can be able to scale, buy equipment in our industry, is through Ajo, this contribution. Ajo is fantastic. Ajo is a lifesaver. Ajo is the contribution that we make daily, and it's extremely fantastic, for anyone that wants to be able to, you're looking for how you'll be able to raise funds to scale your business. Engineer Pompey, please, the next slide. Okay, so structure. Now, remember we are talking about business and structure. So now we talk about the business. And like I said, I like to make it very simple. So if I make it very simple, it means that we are going to join both of them together, business and structure. So we have talked about the business part of that statement. We are talking about the structure. So a structure is of many parts that is put together, e.g. the structure of your body, the buildings. And that word structure actually came from the word structura. It's a Latin word, which means fitting together. So you fit everything together. So if you're going to be talking about business structure, and you put your business and your structure together. So can you imagine you are in a building, at least if any one of us is going out, even if you're in a car, you're actually inside a structure. What makes that building to stand is from the foundation. If the foundation is wrong, there is no way you can have a very good structure. So it means, what is it that holds everything of our building together? Even to the extent of what type of sand are we using to build? To the extent of even like Engineer Pompey, is an engineer. So he knows that if he's going to have a building done, everything must be intact, the right proportion. So if you're looking at business now and you're putting them together, so it means that I'm a business person, or I'm a company, because you graduate from doing a business into a company, and you now put a structure in place. So it's the structure that holds your business in place. So if that structure is what makes your business to be scalable, that structure is what makes your business for you to have peace of mind. I will give you a very good example. You know, when we started, I jump Okada. I'll jump on Okada all the way. We're in Ibutemeta. I'll jump on Okada all the way from Okada to Magodo, you know. And on Third Milan Bridge, sometimes I would jump Okada as in I was everything. And I will have my earpiece, you know, on my hair. And when a client call, I'm like, hey, yes, is it mobile? Then we're having adventures. You understand? It is not easy to be a sole person as a sole proprietorship if you want to scale. So if you're looking at 2022, it's high time for us to look into the industry, because if we are able to structure this industry properly, seriously, all of us are going to enjoy it. Apart from that, even our clients, even the community, even our nation, it can affect our GDP. It can affect our health. Look at this, the COVID and this new Omicron, you know, and funny enough, I'm sure some of us have been having calls already for disinfection. And Omicron is in. And because of this COVID, look at the way the industry has actually scaled. So can you imagine if some of us were not prepared for this, and what would have happened? It means that in our nation, we might not be able to help each other one way or the other, you know? So it's extremely important that you start looking at your business in a better, you know, view. Look at it in such a way that 2022, I'm going to structure my business. I'm going to sit down. Structure is a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. Even if you get a consultant, the consultant is still going to ask you several questions. Is those questions you will use, you understand, to scale? They will ask it. And when they don't ask it, what happened is they will put everything together. You have the idea. They don't have the idea. So always remember that. You have the idea. And because you have the idea, you must put the hard work. And I believe because all of us are on this platform today, it means that we want to put that hard work next year, and it is doable. So structure is extremely important. It is what makes your organization to be firm. It is what makes you to sleep, you understand? At least, you know, Nigeria, sometimes even Dangote does not sleep with 2 eyes sometimes. You know, Nigerian factor can set in, but at least Dangote can say, yes, it's a structured business. We have businesses, we have SMEs that are well structured and they are, you know, they are doing well. But unfortunately, in our industry, there are few of us that are not, you know, properly structured. So it's a big thing in the industry that we need to talk about. If we do a proper structure, then some of our staff, you know, they won't be misbehaving the way they misbehave. If we put structure in place, it's going to be so easy for you to know, you know, what are you meant to do at every point in time, because structure is a daily thing. In our company, I look at structure because by the time you look at it again, you will tweak. So you must learn that your structure is, because can you imagine, even in your building, if the wall is falling down, you can't be looking at the wall falling down. You need to, if you don't do anything about it, of course, everything is going to collapse. So the same way with your business, you have to be checking your structure daily. You need to make sure that, yes, that your structure is firm. If your structure is not firm, and if you have not put several things in place, it's not going to work. So you need to learn to be tweaking it and carry your team along. I can tell you, in our own industry, the industry that we are, cleaning and pest control, it is not easy. I know, because the kind of human capacity that we do get is not as in, most of them don't understand the rudiments of work. They don't understand what it means to be working in an office. So that's why, as a business owner in this industry, we have a lot of job to do. We have a lot of job to be able to put our vision, our mission, and even our culture into their heart. Next slide, please. Okay, so definition of a company. As I said earlier, you know, this is a type of legal entity or businesses that offers goods or services to customers and formed by an individual or a group of companies. So if you want to have a company, you understand, it must actually go through that legal, before you can get that legal entity. So the legal entity is, you need to be registered. So you need to register the company before you can even be thinking of you want to put structure in place. Because if you don't register the company, you want to remove yourself, from the company more or less. So if you're a limited liability, for example, a limited liability company. So when people will give you jobs because you are limited liability, because they know that, yes, the liability is not really on top of you, so they'll be looking at LTD. Yes, this person, he or she knows what she's doing. So that's why it's always good for us to ensure that we register our company. We need to register it. Is when you register it, that is what makes it a company. So it is that legal entity that makes a company. Next slide, please. So looking at the above definition, so we can depict that structure in business is important to the sustainability of any business or company. It is the bedrock of business that holds the business of firms for generations to come. If you don't look at your structure now, the point is, hello?
Yeah,
can you hear me, please? Okay, so some of us are always like, okay, all our mothers, they didn't put structure in place. Let me tell you, our parents, our mothers, our fathers that started businesses, they had a bit of structure. They had an idea. I think the only thing that they didn't have is maybe they didn't put it down, but they had a very good idea. Okay, for example, like you have some of our mothers, they're selling stuff maybe in the markets. You will see that they will tell you, if they want to, the person that will go and that will wash is different from the person that's going to if it's pepper for their selling, for example, the person that will go and wash it, is different from the person again that is going to do another task. So they started putting that structure in place, one way or the other. So if you're looking at it, structure has been in place really since. But what we've done, what business as the people in the business world have done is they've been able to look at what we have now and be able to put definitions in place that will help, that will assist us as much as possible. And that is what they've been able to do. So if you're looking at structure, you must understand that that is what is going to make you to be having generational business. Back here in Nigeria, back here in Africa, we are not used to generational businesses. We are used to business for me, my family. When the father is dead, everything dies. So it doesn't make some of our staff, to be committed to us one way or the other. But when you put structure in place, when they know that where's that from? Hello, sorry about that. I don't know where that came from. Okay, so if you're going to look at it, some of where I stopped was, if you think that structure is not the best thing for you, structure is generational. So if you put structure in place, it means that you can actually be looking at in the next generation for your children, your children's children, you can plan ahead. You've already planned ahead, even in your legal documents to, about your children. And this is extremely important for even a nation, because it's not good when you have an idea and the person actually is late and the idea just go like that. It's not. I'll give a very good example of, may I so rest in peace, Ibidu Igandalo. She's someone I love so much. And I follow her so much. And yeah, we're friends, but she has put structure in place. And look at it, she's late, but our business is actually continuing, So it means, can you imagine if there was no structure in place, what would have happened? So it means our name, you understand, will always be there forever. So even look at the importance alone. And even in debt, she's still creating jobs for people. And that's what we need to have as business owners. What is it that we are going to leave for generations to come? And so if you look at it that way, you will understand your structure is very important. Because even if the structure of your home, if it's destroyed, then what can we do? Everything is going to collapse. Your business will collapse. That's what it means. So, but if your structure is very good, let me tell you, before you know it, things will be, you just know that things are getting better. Then when you put structure in place, it's easier for you to be able to diversify. You can decide that you want to do other business because you know why? The same thing that you have been running in this particular project, you can actually bring it and tweak it into the other project, other business. So you can start multiple businesses by even planning to have structure in place. Next slide, please. So business structure. So this is how a business is organized, and this may be in respect of legal status setup, like what I said earlier. So it can be a sole proprietorship, your limited liability. It can be your public limited liability or your private limited liability. So it depends on which one that you really want to, I always advise that, please, you are not a lawyer. If you don't understand something, please meet a lawyer. Yeah. Some of us always think that as a lawyer, lawyers are expensive. You can go for the ones that are not, there are several ones that are not expensive. So before you start up, before you actually put structure, that's, starts it, get a lawyer. If you get a lawyer, the lawyer will be able to look at what the kind of, structure you have put in place, your legal structure. If you did a business name, then he can be able to advise you how you can be able to, if you want to go into limited liability. I'm not a lawyer. And one thing that we did from day one, because I wasn't a lawyer and I didn't have money for the big firms, I have friends. That's why relationship is very key. You can't rule out relationship in your life. That's why networking with, right-minded people is extremely key. That's why you can't afford to be on the social media now and you are very lousy. People are watching you. Internet, people say internet don't forget. And it's the truth. Internet will never forget whatever that you say. So you must learn one thing, that relationship is very key. And that relationship can actually help you to be able to scale as much as possible, because it's going to help your relationship. If you tell a lawyer, for example, what we did was, I had a lawyer friend that we went to school together. I went to meet her. I said, come, babe, I don't get money, blah, 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 blah. But I have small change. We'll be paying small. And of course, she just started. I wanted to make sure that I pay her, please. They went to school. It's not freebies. Lawyers can't do anything for you for free. They went to learn. So we should stop all this era of, I want to have everything free. No. If you want to have anything free, you will never go. Learn from day one. Even if it is training of 5 naira you can afford. Pay it, learn from it, you understand? Make up your mind that I'm going to learn from it. And of course, do your study. Some of us, when you want to go for a training, try to go read about that training, read about the company, read about their milestones. It's extremely, if those are the things that you actually look at. What is it? Does it meet with what you want? Does it meet with your own culture? It's extremely important. What is the culture of that person? Is the person a liar? You understand? Is the person a liar, that the person has lied to you and you're thinking you want to go? Let me tell you, the person is going to pass on wrong information, because it means the person doesn't have the same culture with yourself. And that's extremely key. So please ensure that as much as possible, that thing called structure with the legal entity, get a lawyer. If you don't understand, let your lawyer, speak with your lawyer, and let your lawyer explain what you don't understand to you. Next slide, please. Okay, so I think I just spoke about the legal status. So that's your sole proprietorship, your limited liability company. There are different ways that you can actually structure where you're going to start from. You need to first look at your legal status. What is my legal status? Even in this structure of a thing that we're talking about. Am I a sole proprietorship person? Okay, don't be afraid. I tell people, don't be afraid with what you have. I'm a fan of start small, because I think it's what you believe in. So maybe people would now like me because I love to start small. Some people like to start big. There's no harm in it. You understand? So look for people you want to follow and you follow them well. You know, you might decide that you want to start small. You might decide that you want to have a business name. Yeah. But one thing is you learn to have milestones in your decision. Milestones is extremely important. So your milestones, so like we, for example, we started with a sole proprietorship company because I didn't have that kind of money to even go and like give anybody to register a limited liability for me. I started with a sole proprietorship company. And from there, because I'd already have my business plan in place. So now this is where you understand that your business plan must be in place. Like some people say our fathers, they didn't have business plan, they had business plan. Our mothers, they have business plan, they had business plan. You will see them, they will sit down and they'll be planning. Oh, mama, plan, but she said, no, well, that's 50 naira. They'll be planning it, how they will spend it. You understand? And they'll be like, yes, if I put this one here, it's a business plan that they are planning. Who are they going to buy it from? They have, is that a business plan? So, but what we have been able to do, now in business is we've been able to like restructure it, put definitions, but all these things have been in existence for years. But so it means that things are changing every now and then. There are different business models. The business model, some years ago is not what they're using, now. So that's, so you need to just be updating yourself. So if you know that it's a sole proprietorship, have it in your plan that you are going to, in the next 3 years, I want to have this, I want to have a limited liability company. In the next 6 months, I want to have a limited liability company. Someone like us, we had within a year, we're able to move to a limited liability company. And we were so blessed in the sense that we sat down and we came up with a fantastic name. So your name also matters, you understand? We'll talk about that also later on. And when it comes, so then you ask your lawyer about what are the differences, the limited liability, because your tax, your tax is important. If you know that you won't be able to be paying tax, don't be jumping into limited liability. Take it a step at a time. And don't forget, even for a sole proprietorship, you will still have to be paying your payee. So some like us, we started paying our payee from day one when we started business. I started paying payee. And people were like, were you foreseeing anything? But I said the point was I wanted to start properly. So now make up your mind that in 2022, I'm planning to start properly. I'm planning to ensure that I scale because the industry is so big for everybody. The industry is so large that all of us can scale, we can scale. We have over 200 million people in Nigeria. So can you imagine? That is fantastic. So it means that we need, and there are several areas in the different industry that everybody can actually go into, that we can help our industry. We need to scale it. It's high time we start bringing fantastic ideas, that is going to be different from what we see anyway, because Nigerians, we are people that I believe so much in Nigeria, even if anybody says, oh, I want to jackpot, I want to do everything, the point is, I still believe in Nigeria, one way or the other. Is it because I'm A-Mobile? Yes, it might be. Is it because I'm running with a vision? So that's where our vision actually comes with, into place. You need to understand your vision. Yes, Nigeria can destroy vision. I know people are always saying that. Hey, Nigeria, you have one vision like this. Hey, the government will just destroy the vision. Let me tell you, if you are going to make it in Nigeria, no matter what you see, every nation around the world, they have one challenges or the other in their industries. But it is how we are able to scale. And it is also our vision as a company that can help even the government to put some laws into place. So even as an industry, if, for example, we have the industry leaders, CPAN, we have the PECAN in Nigeria. Can you imagine if the vision of that association, if all of us run with that vision and we have a voice in Nigeria, we can create a change and we can create a good change. It's not about maybe we are going out with placards. No, we can be the ones to create change, because why? The government will have to sit down with us one way or the other. And that is what this structure can change a whole nation. It can. So that's what we just need to look at. If structure can change a whole nation, it means it can change our businesses for good. And we can't change this nation if we as SMEs, we don't put proper structure even in our businesses. So the development of this nation also is actually in my hand and your hand. And we need to now put our quota, no matter what we see. Yes, it's not encouraging, I know. But what we must know is that Rome was not built in a day. Let's continue to push. In the association, the leaders, all of us, let's continue to push. Let's continue to run with integrity. So that's where your vision, what is your vision as a business? Because your vision as a business is what is going to help you to create a proper structure. If your vision, if what you are looking at, your vision is what you're looking at, what's my vision for the next 5 years? Your mission is what you want to do. What's my mission? Why do you want? What's my mission? Why do I want to do this thing in the first place? You understand? Is it that maybe as in I want to like create a clean space in the whole of Africa? We always say as in we want to develop entrepreneurial skills. That's been our drive from day one. And because we want to develop entrepreneurial skills, we gave from day one, we gave them a very good platform. Yes, they will mess up the platform, and which they will. But one thing is you continue to push, you continue to, when anybody messes up, adjust your structure. Adjust where there's loopholes. And that's what has helped us. You adjust it, you move up to the next stage again. Then your culture. That culture is very important. You can't preach what you don't have. Your culture is who you are. What do I believe in? My culture. So for example, the way you can even remember this is, you're a Yoruba person. I'm Yoruba, I'm Igbo, I'm Ishan, you understand? That's my culture. My culture, in Yoruba, we love to say auntie, auntie, auntie. You understand? So if you now like marry into a Yoruba culture, for example, you need to just, you need to learn how to say auntie, even to a 5-year-old girl. That's the culture. So is what we met. So what do you believe in? What is it that we believe in so much for years that can run us? And that is what we believe in as Yoruba, Yoruba. So that's our culture. So your culture is extremely key. What is your culture in your business? Are you the type and the way you can create this is, it's not like me, I can't stand people that lie. I just can't stand it. I don't know, that it irritates me. And all our staff, they know when you lie. I'm like, serious, why are you lying? And because of that, one of our is now it has turned to our values. And we always say as in, yes, we are customer centric, because why? I can't stand a rude. And that's something that we have problem with in our industry. Some of our staff are very rude. And I don't blame them. It's because one thing is mindset. Some of us will be like, yes, you have to continue to say it. I know my husband is always like, hey, babe, you're always like saying, you're always telling, you continue to tell these people and they don't want to change. But you know what? Some of them, we saw some of them changing, some of them will not change. But let me tell you, the ones that will not change, when it's time for you to get them out, don't be, you just have to move on. You have to move on in life. Because if your business fails, none of them are good. Every one of them will move on. So your culture is what you believe in. What do you believe? What is it that you wake up and you can tell anybody that no, integrity, you understand? I love customers and I love customers. When it comes to excellence, I can't stand it. Excellence is my watchword. So it's what we run with in our company. So they know. So anytime we are training any of our staff, they understand that excellence from day one. Don't think because we are just starting, and don't think because we didn't have the funds when we're starting, but we make sure that from day one, our culture of excellence was into place. So the little money that you have, build it into that excellence that you want to build. And of course, your organogram. So this is something that I'll also discuss about later on. Your organogram is extremely important. This is what saved our lives. I remember as EDC they really helped us with this, and they helped us also when it came to structuring our business properly. And I can tell you, since they did that thing, our lives have never been remained the same again. And we are even looking forward to more trainings. And that's the truth. Your organogram will help, because your organogram will tell you is your organization chart of the company. And this will assist to understand the functions of each part. So your staff in the company. So organ, like I said, I like to make it very simple. English is very simple. You just need to understand how, they actually like put it, and some of these words, organogram, organ, no gram, so a gram, so organogram. So all your organs, you understand, together. So if I sound like me now, I use glasses. If I remove my glasses now, what it means is that I might not be able to see properly. It's part of my organ.
I'm fine. I hear you.
Please, can you please mute yourself, please? All right, thank you. So organogram is extremely important. So all the organs in your body, all the organs in your business. So your organ, it will make you to know the different functions. Your organ, so you'll be able to know my kidney functions this way. So I know that I must not eat some certain things if I know that I want my kidney to function properly. So the same thing with business. Your organogram must be intact. Your organogram is, you need to understand what each role. So as a CEO, what is your role as a CEO? You need to know your role as a CEO. You need to like plan, okay, in the next future, what's my plan? Am I going to have drivers? Am I going to have accountants? You need to put all those things in place in your organogram. So it's a gram, so you have a chart. So it's a chart that you have. And you have different organs. And this is going to help so that everybody, when you're coming in, like next year, you let everybody during your orientation training, during your management training with your staff, even if you are the only one, do that organogram. It's good because you'll be able to foresee your business in another few years. So even if you know that you don't have board of directors, you can put board of directors, because why? You can now like put that in the next few years, I want to have board of directors. You don't have drivers, you can put it there, because it's going to allow you to be able to know the different functions. Then it helps you to also know when you are meant to recruit. When we didn't have our organogram, I'm telling you, we recruited rubbish. So you just recruit, and at the long run, you are doubling the jobs. They don't know what to do. But as we were growing, we were like, tweaking the thing. We check our organogram. We have a Jan head. Okay, do we need a Jan head also for the pest control, or a pest control officer? Do you need a head? So you need to put all those things, and you plan it ahead. So that's the whole idea of having your organogram in place. Your organogram, you can think big. Don't be afraid of thinking big. Put it that maybe you have different branches. So you can put all those ones maybe in red. And later on, as you are scaling, it also helps, because when your staff, when they look at your organogram, they'll be able to appreciate your company. They'll be able to know that if they work hard, they can actually, be the GM of the company. And that's extremely key. Then mode of operation also is structuring is very key. So your that's your standard operating procedure, your SOP. This SOP, I always tell is your SOP, you develop your SOP as a business owner, and also you carry your team along. Because they are the ones that are doing the job. So, and what we have done is we ensure that all our managers, even the cleaners, we made them to understand what the SOPs are. So your standard operating procedure. So you need to have standard operating procedure for almost everything. How you make calls. How do I want to be making calls? How do I want to be receiving calls? How do I want to be my account department? How do I want to be doing my account department? What's my SOP on it? How do I want to be taking orders? So it's a lot of work, but it's doable. You take it, a step at a time. And one thing is, if you know that you don't even have the funding, You don't have the funding to be able to like purchase anything. Your Excel is a very good way to start. Internet, let me tell you, the reason why some of us are like this is because we have made up our mind to use Google to be our friend, and we read so much. I think my last training I was saying that I read so much that I think every day I must study something. And the thing is, as a business owner, you can't afford not to read. Make up your mind, because by the time you're scaling and you can afford software, I think there's SB, he has a software. If you can afford the software, yeah, you get the software, but if you can't afford it, the point is this: please, Google is your friend. Don't be afraid, to Google. Google, check it out. And you learn from there. That's the way you learn. And from there, the reason why some of us we have to do trainings is because everybody will do trainings. That's the truth, because you can't do everything. Sometimes you can be in a class, and just be like, wow. There are some classes I do online, and I'll see the kind of people that are there, like they've made billions, outside Nigeria, and I'm like, billions of dollars, and they're in that class. So me, I'm always like, what do they want to learn inside this $50 class? That means I want to learn. It means that they have seen it, that they will always find something to learn. And that's the difference, between us and, in other part of the world. You look for where you can start up. So your mode of operation is extremely important also with your structure. Create a very good mode of operation. How do you want to be operating? How do you want your drivers to operate? How do you want your cleaners? Even to the extent of how do you want them, you understand, to be applying chemicals, pesticides. I don't go to sites, because why? There's an SOP for it. They know, they understand what they're meant to do. So it means that I can do other things. But I've played it, and I'm still like developing new things. Next year, we are developing new things, new strategy, and so that we can be able to scale. You can't sit down. You can't. If you sit down, if you know that you want to do this business, if you know you want to stay in this industry, it is serious job. It's not easy, because you can't do business like they did in 20 years ago, 50 years. It's not. So, the way you will carry knapsack is different now. You can't be carrying your knapsack anyhow. It's not every job that you need knapsack for anyway. You want to go and do cleaning, you understand? You want to go and do cleaning. It's not every job that you have to like pack the whole of Nigeria when you want to go and do cleaning. Sometimes, I see on Instagram page, you just see people just pack it and they will, yes, it's packaging. But don't forget that a lot of our clients are also there. They are learning, they're getting to know some other things also. So because you'll be wondering that, what are you using this to do? Why don't you get, a cat? I went for a meeting last week, and I remember asking the client was telling us something that you get to a place, they don't even understand what's all this color coding, and and they just want all of them just bring a bucket. When they now bring the bucket, and they will just bring the mop. You need to scale to that extent that you're having proper mops. I'm telling you, that's another level on its own. But you start from where you are. That's why I always say that you start from, you don't have to break the bank because you want to do anything. All this mop that they sell 600 naira, try to, cultivate that habits. I have my green, I have my red, I have, then of course, safety. Some of us are posting, our staff, they are not wearing, you need to have, operations. They are not wearing safety boots. Start looking at that. You don't need to, even if you can afford safety boots, you can get Crocs. It covers your foot properly. You can get Crocs for like 1,500 naira. Those rubber ones that can cover up. And you scale from there. So I'll be properly, like the way they dress, mode of operation, how do you dress? Is structure. Because you know why? So that when you are not around, people can be working. And because this job that we are doing, no matter what, I have some mentors outside Nigeria that they've been in the business for like 80 years, 50 years, and they're still like, there's a particular guy that is actually he's in the business for, he's actually 88, so he's been in the business for like 7-something years. And I was like, wow, 7-something years. He started at a very young age. This guy still, is still learning. And This guy was still like telling me, oh, this is what you're meant to do. You're meant to have this kind of, this is your mode of operation. He follows, he follows almost all our trainings. And he would just be telling me, oh, you didn't do this properly. You did this properly. Have people that they can tell you off. Don't be afraid when people tell me, I'm not. I have a lot of people that, they said, you made a mistake. Please, there is no harm in making mistakes. All of us, we are not English. We are going to get to this, when we will start putting everything, even in Yoruba, in Hausa, in Igbo, online. That's another idea if anybody wants to start. SB, if you are there. It's another idea. Me, I'm an idea person. So anything that I'll just see it as, and I'll jump on it. It's something that you need to just look at also. Next slide, please. Then, of course, you set up a bank account. I've already said it. You can't be dipping money, you understand? As in, if you want to collect money now, what you'll be seeing is they will see clothes. Club, you went to swipe in Cabana. Is it Cabana? Yeah, you went to swipe your card there. And you can't be set up a proper bank account with your company name. Set it up. Learn. If you don't have the money to start with an accountant, go on Google, like I said. Start learning about all these terminologies. All these things that are easy. Very, very easy. But you need to put time. What it means is that, you can, if you want to scale in 2022, it's no joke. Some of us, we are going to scale in such a way that, oh my God, everybody will be like, is it not the same cleaning? Is it not the same pest control of us are doing? But what is going to make us to be different, is how we do things, how we structure our businesses, how we look at, our strategy session. That is what's going to make us different. So we need to plan it from now. It's not too late. We have started looking at our own. I had a meeting with one of our staff last week, and I was telling, our strategy session that this is going to be our plan for next year. It's going to be fantastic. Start planning it. And branding. Please, this even include the name of your company. I'm not a fan of my name cleaning services. My name, I'm not a fan of it. Seriously, I'm not a fan. And the reason why I'm not a fan of it is just because some people, as in, they can be, in this part of the world, we can be so culture centric. If I say my Demilola cleaning services, I don't want to do business with a Yoruba woman. That's the thing. They don't want to. I don't want to do business with an Igbo. I know Igbos are this, Igbos are, but it doesn't mean anything. So look for a unique name. Look for names that are fantastic. What we did was we prayed. If you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, pray about it. God will give you a very good name. That it's going to be fantastic, that even you yourself will be like, wow. And the name, you can turn it into something big. Sorry. So that's why, like in our company, we are A-Mobile. From day one, we do anything mobile. So to the extent that I'm sure we rent tents in our company. Tents, we do anything mobile. We rent chairs. We rent mattresses, we rent mattress. We rent, so we rent everything. Because why? That's our own vision. And that name, so your name is very important. Your name speaks so much about you. And your name can create, several things for you. Several things, it can make way for you. So, and look at your idea and design an operational plan that will suit your idea. Service businesses are different. So a lot of us, we're always like, don't be original, be unique. You understand? Be unique, be original. Don't copy. Sit down. We need ideas now. We need to have, because that's the way we can move our industry forward. Look at your own idea and create your operational plan. People always ask, okay, how will I create it? You are the one that I told you before. You are the one that has it. You already all know your idea. Why do you want to start it? That's why you must know, you must have a reason why you want to go into cleaning business in the first place. Why do I want to go into the cleaning business? Why do I want to go into the pest control business? Okay, this is the reason, this is the idea. Okay, yes, I have an idea. I want to be able to clean people's spaces. I want to create a space that is unique. How can you create that space that is unique? So you need to sit down and start, tweaking it. And that is how you develop your operational plan. So if anybody is coming into your business, they already know that if, for example, if Viva, is coming out, they're like, Viva, we are Viva cleaning services. And this is our operational plan. You come into any staff coming into our business already knows that this is the way you must operate in our business. So even if you are coming from any other company, that is their own operational plan. We have our own operational plan that you must follow. And of course, don't close yourself to ideas. They might be coming from somewhere else. Now they might have very fantastic idea that you can use. So don't short your staff. Some of us we are very bossy. We short our staff and we don't even, those staff that you are looking at, they are your assets. They are your assets in the company. They are the ones that will give you some fantastic ideas. There are some ideas that we do. These are staff that, even though our staff, they're always calling me, they say, Ma, you are no guy, you're always like idea people. I say, yes. But you know what? We now notice that we are already putting that kind of thing also into all our staff. And they too, they've started seeing that as much as possible. Next slide, please. Next slide. So like I said, you must have a business plan, and you build an organization that you won't have to be there. Draw your organization, based on functions. Be unique, like I said, and be real. Have a business plan. When you're starting the idea, have a business plan with the idea, develop it, turn it into operational plan. Then build an organization that you won't have to be there. That's what we are trying to do. Your structure will make you that. You won't have to, you can decide that when you're making your millions, your billions, look at, that's why some people, they will see $10 that this man is always flying everywhere. Man, that guy, he has played all his deals. So don't be jealous. That. So in the industry too, we have some very fantastic people. Cleaner, Bob Zappa, my lovely mentor, she's, let me tell you something. She has prayer deals. Don't be jealous. Rejoice with them. Look for ways, understand, too, that you can learn from people that are making it. Helps. It helps because you're following them. They are putting you through and they're scaling. And let me tell you, even if you are doing proper, you are doing well, don't be afraid that thinking, if I give knowledge, if I give this thing, let me tell you, it will. The more when I give knowledge, I know more, and that's the truth. I know more. When I give knowledge, I know more because I will not stay. Like, for example, this thing I've done now, I'll make sure that during the week again, there are some things I will listen to it, and there are some things I will add to it again. And that's the truth. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. So I don't know, maybe you can see this, this is a rough example of organogram. So this is your organogram, like I was saying. You have board of advisors, you have you as the CEO, then you are looking, even though you don't have a GM, do this. Learn to have your organogram, share it with your staff. Let them understand the structure of the business. Let them understand that this is where you are going to. This is our vision. This is our mission for next year. This is our culture. Drive it into them daily. Let them know that we always say that A-Mobile, it's clean. And so no matter what. So that's why we run it into every of our staff, that it is clean. So, come up with something that they always remember. Operations manager, you can decide that you want to have your, so this is like a rough example of how it can be. You can get a consultant, to actually build your organogram. But like I said, your consultant will still tell you to actually draw what you want. And because he'll be asking you questions, then they will now put everything in a very good format. I'm sure if you speak with Engineer Pompey, it's something that you can actually do a proper organogram. But he can't do that organogram for you. You are the owner of your vision. So you must run with your vision. Nobody's going to run with it. If not, You can just tell someone to come and buy the idea, sell it, and the person will turn it into money for you, and they'll be paying you every month. You can look at your operations manager, cleaning. Yes, your operations manager also for pest control. You can have marketing manager. You can have your admin, accountant, your office assistant. So start. You don't need to follow it. Just start putting it. So what it means is the CEO, your GM is reporting to your CEO. So you start looking at some of your staff. When you show them all these things, they'll now be like, hey. Can you imagine if someone is a supervisor in cleaning? So the person is eyeing that, so me too, I can become operations manager. I'm telling you, they will chase the operations manager. They will chase that person's house because they'll be running. They'll be running. That me too, I want to become operations manager. Share it. And when you are sharing it, be truthful about it. Whatever you promise them, make sure you fulfill it. And that's where I know, as in, I'm always telling Mr. Paul that one thing about me, as in, I love documentation, because not doing documentation has cut off my fingers a lot with stuff. So we do documentation for almost everything. They know when anything. If you go and write it, go and put it. So you cultivate that habit until everybody in the company understands that you can't just you must do things properly. I remember before, we always had issue of someone would just call one of the staff, hey, madam, I want IOU. You can't call me that you have want IOU. You go to the account department I'll tell you, go and write a letter now that you want IOU. I'm not going to answer you. If you're on the road or maybe you need something, that's why you have emails. Send an email. Send an email or send a WhatsApp, send it to the account, and let us have a record to it. When you're on the road, when you come back, the account will print it. We put it, and you come and sign. So, all those small things, they are very important. And because things are changing, things are really, really changing. Very changing. And because all these, our staff, they are learned than us. So you think maybe they are learned. They learn every day. They are watching us. So whatever you can afford is what you should put on paper. Someone that always saying that if you know that you can't pay salaries, it's not easy to pay salaries. I can tell you. When it's like towards the end of the month, you start doing Jekaba, Sataraba, you start skabashing. Hey, Maze, you start like, if it's Allah Akbar, you do it, because you know what? It's not easy to pay salary. So it is what you can ensure that it is what you can promise, what you can do. So if you tell them, start putting everything into documentation for them. They are going out, you understand? This is where you are going. This is what you are meant to do. Documentation is extremely important in this business. Extremely important. And we ourselves, we are not even getting it right yet. But we know that the little that we have done in our company has helped us. That I looked at this year and I'm like, seriously? We've been able to since last year, we've been able to diversify like anything. Because, and this structured thing, look at how many years it took us. And we are not even yet structured at all. Because your structuring is every day. That's why you have HR. In big companies, you have the HR. You just notice that they just like, they just create a position. They just tell you that they are creating a position immediately because they notice that there's a gap somewhere. Okay, let's create one position. Maybe you notice a loophole, someone's stealing. Okay, let's put a quality control officer. Okay, let's make sure that they sign, there are different levels of signing. Okay, something is, so you start tweaking it. And when you start doing that, even the staff, they will know that, yes, you are not as in, they are in for serious business. And they'll be happy. They'll be happy because they too, they can plan. And they will notice that you're getting clients. And so, so your structure is important. It is. Next slide, please. So, food for thought. Structure is not done in a day, like I said. It is progressive as you grow in business. Structure can be very expensive. It's not cheap. But take it one at a time. Learn to be able to trust in business if you want the structure to scale. Now, this is a big one for most of us. Trust. I had that problem. My husband is always, especially we women. Hey, women, we have trust issue. We're always suspecting everybody. Women in the house. Madam Bimbola, am I right? If you are there, are we not always suspecting everybody? Madam Bimbola, if you're there. Women, we can suspect for Africa. Any small thing out there, Demilola. That is we as in women, we are very suspicious. We can suspect everybody. We can just like, find the person. Yeah, he wants to, I'm suspecting that person, I'm suspecting that. But the day that I learned how to trust our staff, God has been faithful. Seriously. Learn to trust your staff. You can't do it on your own. If you want to run a structured business, you can't do it on your own. You are not, if you want to be a sole backpack carrier, then you need to learn how to trust. If Dangote does not trust anybody, if Otedola does not, they won't be, they learn how to trust. That's why you need to put structure in place so that if they messes up at any point in time, you can easily pick it. And technology is really doing properly well in our industry. I think I've only seen someone in this industry that is actually selling a software for, in the industry. Yeah, some people are saying that yes, it's expensive, but plan towards it. It will help you. We have it. So like it's something that's it's setting up for us. Plan towards it. Learn to plan towards some certain things. Rome was not built in a day. So stop looking at one company and you're like, you start running a race, not for you. No, you run your own race. You run your own idea. Trust your staff. Don't think every staff is a thief. No. Sometimes I just remove my eyes. I'm telling you, because I know I can't kill myself. But when I know that this thing is meant to eat deep, yeah, what do? I will act. For example, like we had some drivers, we noticed that they just tell us battery is missing. They will also find something to get missing every time. I said, okay, we've not been putting this particular enforcement, this policy that we have, that if you do anything, we'll remove your money. We've not been very strict about it. We are going to be very strict about it now. So what we do is we now started removing their money. That was what we did. We started removing that. So and I closed my eyes and I told them, if you try any rubbish, you know what? I will arrest you and I will lock you up. I told the particular driver, I'll follow you to Kirikiri and I will hand you over to them in Kirikiri. Because we all work hard for our money. And that's the truth. So learn something that no matter what, if you know that there's trust issue, you learn to punish them. You don't, those were the mistakes we made. We're this Nigeria is so difficult. If you tell them to go, they will, let me tell you. I told some of our staff, like I said, some of you might not be in A-Mobile by next year because why? We might have to sack some of you because you might not be running, you're not running the race. You're not seeing that vision. So it's not everybody that is meant to be, that's going to see that vision in your team. So immediately you are noticing that person is not seeing that vision that you have. Please. And you are giving the person chances. And the person, please let the person go. It doesn't make sense. That's what I've learned. Because it has cost us so much. It cost us so much in business. But what we have done is we have learned that we need to trust everybody. Trust them. If they tell you anything, oh yes, oh really? How much is this? Learn to tell them, okay, oh, it's how much? Yeah. That's what we now do now. Because I can't go and buy everything on my own. So now I tell them, oh yeah, go and call someone that wants to repair something. If you like, add your money. I will do my own background check. If you bring it on my table, I'll just be like, no problem. I will tweak it again. And they won't know. I'll just go and look for someone else that will do it. Simple. So you just have to look for a way. One way or the other, as business owners, as SMEs, to be able to scale. So I hope I've been able, because I was told that I have just 30 minutes, I'm just meant to talk for 30 minutes. And any questions? Thank you. Thank you, Agent Pompey, once again.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Demilola. That was very insightful and impactful. I never expected less because I know what you can. I know you even have to even reduce it because of your health issue and all that. So we've all heard from her, and we can see that structuring start from we're talking about you yourself, if you're not structured, if you're not organized, there's no way how you can even scale. So even you yourself, you have to understand it first. When we're talking about structuring and all that, what do we want to structure? Okay, let me do this. I think I have you, okay. I have some people that will ask questions, that want to ask you questions before we go into, okay, Mr. David Omotayo, can you unmute yourself and ask your question, sir?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. David.
Yeah, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Please, my question is, how can one draft a professional cleaning business plan?
How can someone draft a cleaning business draft?
Yes, sir. Professional cleaning business plan. Plan.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. A-Mobile, how can someone draft a proper business plan?
Okay, so your business plan. Like I said, I like it simple. So your business, we spoke about business. Business, what the definition of business and your plan. So what you want to plan, how you want your business to look like. And in that your plan, you need to have your introduction, your about us, your mission, your vision, everything that we are talking about like this. Yeah. And also you need to have your structure. What's your plan? So because your business plan is what you are looking at. I think maybe I'll try to bring out my business plan. So I have my business plan that I used for 14 years. I still have it. And the point is, when I look at it, it was, I put everything, you understand? I put everything, all my plans that I have for the next 5 years, everything was actually in that plan. So you do projections. In that plan, you're going to have your about us, you have who you are, your mission, your vision, why you want to, you understand, go into the business. Then your market survey. So like your target markets, who are your target markets in the business? Who are you targeting? You understand? What kind of business do you want to actually like do? If you are doing like a cleaning, for example, are you planning to, to go into residential and commercial? Then is it that maybe you want to like, I noticed that all of us are doing residential and commercial together, but it's going to be getting to a stage that some of us might just be looking at, we are into, we want to look at the commercial part of the business because maybe we have actually scaled. So in your business plan also, you can actually put it that maybe in the next 5 years, our plan is we are looking at, into specialist cleaning. We want to go into hospitals. We want to, so you can actually scale. You need to put all those things. What is your plan also in the next 5 years? So progression. What is your plan as you are starting? Then you need to put also, how much do you have to start this business? Then how do you want to start the business with how much you have? Someone like us, because I knew that I don't have money when I was going to start. We started with 25,000 naira. So on my own business plan, I actually put it there. I will start as in business name, blah, blah, blah. You understand? And will I be able to raise money from other people? When do I want to raise money from other people? Who are the people that I want to raise money from? We put it there. So all those things is, and of course your financials. What's your financials for the next 3 years? So for the first year, your second year. Your business plan is something that you don't need to be as in, as you are growing, it's something that you have to sit down and like develop properly. It might take some people like 1 week to develop it. Some people, it might take them months. Don't be afraid. Start it. Go on Google, download business plan for cleaning services. I already said, Google is our friend. Download it. If you know that you might not be able to do all those jobs, get someone like Engineer Poppy. You understand? Okay, how can I get this business? Of course, it might be for a fee. But like I said, no freebies, you understand, in the industry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Demilola. We still have Mr. Lukman Sama. You have a question. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question, sir? Mr. Lukman. Mr. Lukman, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, can you ask your question, please? Yes, your network.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
The line, it's breaking, but I think, can you go ahead now?
My question is,
Sorry, put a shit for me. What did I do?
We can't, I can't, I think your network. All right, why we're still waiting?
Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
we are with you. All right, just as we said, the plan that you're talking about, the
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Hello?
We can hear you now. All right. Mr. That you're talking about plan, like Madam Demilola, she has said it. See, the business now.
Not to low down. We all understand now.
Still can. Your network. Okay, Mr. Dai, just to cap it off, the business of cleaning is moving to the next stage, and you need to move with a trend. Propose it. If you ask anybody and anybody tells you he wants to give you a plan, no, you need to have your own plan, how you want to run things. Because I can tell you by next year, we're going to more of green cleaning. What we're doing here is conventional cleaning. And if you want to scale your business, there's this green cleaning that, there's a way that you go to a client house. And if Madam Demilola has gone to a client house, and I will be going there, and I'm taking my plastic, I'm taking my the bucket, and the client will tell you, no, we are moving from the era of using the chemical, using ACLs and all that. We are moving to a level of that you need to operate with green cleaning. So that's why I said, when you are writing a proposal, Google is your friend. I'm going to bring someone on board. His name is, he can set up, when we are talking about structure too has to do, you can digitalize yourself. Your company can be digital, and can even run on a structure to reduce the strength. COVID have allowed us to understand that all those people that we have, staffs and all that, you can reduce them. People can work from home. But because of when COVID came, that was when we were able to get it. So if you have that, fine, it might be expensive, but you can save for it. With structure, that will work. Okay, to even make it more clearer, Mr. Babalola, I don't know if you're Mr. Babalola. SD, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay, please, can you just, if it's just for 5 minutes, can you just tell us the package, how to digitalize yourself, that you make the work easier for you? What 20 people need to do? Can you just put us through on that? Because I know that I've patronized you. We know that the system is working, and it's something that we need to learn if you're going into others' business. Yes. So, Mr. Babalola, can we just have you for 5 minutes?
Okay, sir. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, sir. And Madam Demilola A-Mobile, thank you very much for the insightful training. And there's something you talked about, organogram. You made mention of organogram. That's a very good digital tool that can be placed into the business. So it's what they call KPIs, the key metrics analytics. So it's helped you measure your growth, the growth of the business, the growth of your teammates, the growth of your workers, and your goals also. It aligns everything. All these things are available at Pest Control Digital Tools, that's SB Communication Service. Then we also given digital support for pest control and cleaning services. And for Engineer Pompey now, we are currently working on his website, and he gave us the website today. We started today, and let me tell you, today we're half done, and normally it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks to finish a website design, but we are very, very fast, and we make everything very easy with teammates also. And in terms of structure, we have digital tools, software, pest control software that can analyze all your activities for the company. It makes it very, very easy. Technician management, appointment scheduling, social media ads. A lot of people have issues with how did they run their ads. You just spend too much of money, not knowing that when you are targeting on social media, you can target people moving on the road, moving across that street, moving across that area, and you can target people living in that area. You can target people passing that area or probably traveling through that area. Those are targeting in terms of ad management. So that's why most people, you can spend 10,000 naira and not get any result at all. So most people just place on Lagos and you expect everybody in Lagos to see it. So it doesn't run that way. That's in terms of social media. Then when we come into digital softwares, technician management app, everything, it makes the service, it makes the company, it makes the setup very, very easy and affordable, makes it very easy and affordable. The structure, because if you don't have a structure in your business, it drives it down to zero. And 2020 is a year that everybody is planning for 2020, and each and every one of us have to handle 2020 the best way we can, because it's going to be massive. A lot of innovations are coming in on board, and if you don't set your brand to an auto run, just like the way Engineer Pompey said, auto run. If you don't put your business on auto run, whereby you necessarily don't need to be at the office all the time, just have, in fact, you just need some maybe secretary or somebody at the back end, or operation manager at the back end to help you in all these things. So it makes it very, very easy and makes the business well structured. So that's how it is. So for more information, you can get across to me or get it to Engineer Pompey. You can direct me. Thank you very much, Engineer, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate that. Madam Demilola, you have, before you sign out, you have one question for the person is actually said, how do you handle setting up a laundry service company with a small financial strength, looking at a big financial involvement, washing machines and generators and others? So what is asking the person is asking basically is how do you handle a setting up a laundry service company with a small financial strength? Madam Demilola. Okay, for the laundry question that you just asked, I will tell you that you can't set it up in a small way, because the smaller you set, the smaller the income. We were once into the laundry services too, but I later closed it up because it wasn't my own calling. That's the way I called it, because I started, even when I even said I have the money to put into it, but I can't manage that service. So you need to, first of all, bisect and dissect the business itself. So you need to know, is it something you can do? Because laundry services involve, you have to be involved. Unless you have the financial capacity for you to run it, you need to get everything you need to get. You need to get your mobile. You have to have there should be a mobility. There will be a standby generators. All things have to put. And Nigerian economy is not favorable when it comes to the lighting point and all that. So you need to put all these things into consideration. Unless you want to do the business like what these roadside people do, that we call them those people that washerman, that you wash the iron and all that. And there's no how you can make good money with that. Number two is your the locality. You need to check the area you are. Where do you want to start it up? You can't start up. You say you're starting up a laundry laundry firm in area like Mushin and all that, that they don't really value it. They know who to give their clothes to. So, and you're saying you want to do a shirt for like 1,000 naira. Who pays that? Who does that? You have to go to the area that they value it, but you can still do it there, but you need to move out. So that was why I said you need to be calculative when it comes to that. You need to be more calculative because we were once into it. We started big. I involved most of the things. We are more of facility management. So we were doing anything that is related to cleaning. But I can tell you that I backed out. I have to close it because I was now using Mr. Peter to pay Paul. If the money wasn't coming from Peter, that means I wouldn't have even paid the staff there. So it wasn't advisable. So I have to close it up. Instead, why should I be using A to pay B? When if B cannot sustain itself, I hand hands up. But you can do it. But just check those things. Where you want to do it, do you have light? Do you have the capacity? But if you're starting small, what the inflow might not be what you expected, but it is achievable. If you have, just read more about, just go for more feasibility study it, and you come up with your feasibility reports. You can. So before we are trying to round up, I have in here Mr. Ayodeji Disfortune, which is an ESCO in Peckham. So we talked about structuring in cleaning and pest control. So Mr. Ayodeji, I want you to come on board and just give us that 5 minutes. We just talked about the last AGM meeting we did. We talked about quackery, fighting against quackery in this business, and Peckham is now more structured. So we're just talking about structure there. I believe is a member of the Peckham, is the ESCO member, so you can tell us more. Mr. Ayodeji, this fortune.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, my boss.
Good evening. Thank you for the awesome work you're doing. Good evening to the very own Amiable A-Mobile. Good to hear you, madam. Thank you for all the insight you gave this night. Very impressive and very enlightening. And good evening, everyone in the house. See, we are all learning, and I've learned so much tonight. And like my area that I've been asked to talk about, based on the theme of this training tonight, is structuring your business. Without structure, really, you may not be able to get to where you want to get to. So you need to actually have proper structure in place. And there's no better time to put those structure in place than now when you are approaching a new year. You see, they say if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So as you're approaching a new year, it doesn't matter what which you have in your business. Every one of us started at home from our daddy's sitting room, and so you just in fact, in your mind, you have them. It's very essential for both starters, growing businesses, and even established businesses. So for yes, Pest Control Association of Nigeria is the umbrella body of all professional pest. And we refer to our last AGM where we have the team as quackery in pest and vector management, a threat to public health and environment. You see, many of us today, a lot of us will see of cleaning and pest control as an escape unemployment. We see it as an escape route which is very good because it's a multi-billion-dollar business industry which can employ so many people and can engage so many people and improve the economy of our nation. Either that is me, it cannot be left open to abuse. Then there must be proper structure in the industry. There are laws that guide the industry of pest control and cleaning business in Nigeria. So by virtue of the law, to practice the business of pest control and cleaning in Nigeria, you need to have a license. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, you can, but if you can give more audio, audible, more
Yes.
audio.
Oh, they are not hearing me clearly. Let me
Yes,
remove this.
a little bit far.
Okay, is it in any way better now?
Yeah, much better.
Oh, apologies. I did not quickly get the signal. So I have to quickly remove the So, like we said, to practice pest control and cleaning in Nigeria, there is a law government of Nigeria that guides law said you need to be registered with Environmental Health Officers Registration Council of Nigeria. Pest control business, waste management business, and all sorts of public care business. And you are going against the law. It is always a hard word to say when somebody says, how do you mean I'm a co-op? Without the knowledge that you are a co-op, it's simple as that. Is how do I get myself licensed? I said I can. If you really have
I think we lost the. Okay, just we're rounding up. We have some few questions in the chat room. Someone, okay. Someone asked that, how can someone create structure in cleaning business? Madam Demilola just stated it, how you can create a structure in cleaning business. You just need to sit down. You need to know your vision and mission. If you can get your mission, vision, the statement is very necessary. You can now start creating that structure. Structure is that, okay, how do you want to run? Are you starting? Are you going to go into residential? If it's for cleaning, if it's for pest control, you need to know those aspects. You don't need to start off with cleaning or a pest control or most of this business getting an office. You can start from your house. So the structure we're talking about is just put it into structure that who does this, who handle this, who handle that. You can start on your own. Starting up a cleaning business, you can start a cleaning business. You need to be involved. That's why you have to go for the training, so that you'll be able to be involved. When the job that you're going for, you're able to see that, okay, you just need 1 or 2, 3 people to do the job. You'll be added to it. So you need 2 extra hands. So all these things is what you put into place for you to achieve it. So doing a structure, if you want to know more and all, because we can't explain everything here, you can still contact us for more insight. So Mr. Ayodeji, think he's back. Mr. Ayodeji. So why we missed. So it's just that's how it works. The structuring. Structuring is something that you need to put in place. And how can you put all these things in place? Get someone that has been in the business, and they'll be able to put you through on this. You can contact us if you want us to put you through. And I have another question here that says, he said, good evening, all. Please, what are the pros and cons of establishing a business structure under LCC, LLC in this cleaning industry? For instance, registering a company as Lagbaja Service Limited. I can't really get this. Are you saying that the name, are you saying Lagbaja Services does that? Can you register it? I can't really get what you're trying to say here. But under every business, any company, any sectors, any business have its pros and cons. It has the good side and the bad. So you are meant to go through all those things. There's no any business you go into that is free for you to get. You always have this. You face one or two things. We started somehow, and we are there, and we are still going there. We've not gotten to where we are meant to be. But it's just for you to know that cleaning business involves different things. We've done cleaning business that we are meant to. They've done the cleaning business that if you don't do it right, those are cons that you're saying. The pros are cons. You might enjoy a cleaning business that you can do. You can make 300% profit, and you can also pay through your nose if you don't get it right. If you don't know what to do, that is where we will still. If you need more of this, that you need to know what we're talking about. Insurance. You need to know: are you going into commercial or residential? Someone was asking that he wants to go into janitorial or what? Janitorial is still part of commercial. It's still part of commercial cleaning. But all those things, if you want to know more about cleaning, you can kindly contact us. We'll give you more information on that. So at this point, I think the network was not favorable. So at this point, I want to bring in, we talked about structuring. You need to plan for next year. Have you even drawn out your plans now? Structuring you need to know the plan. And I would like to bring in another specialist just to give us 10 minutes while we round up. Mr. Joseph Ogundare. He will tell us more about structuring because they are into this. They train, they know more about this. Mr. Joseph Ogundare. His name? Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph. Are you there, Mr. Joseph? All right. If we have any other question to ask concerning the structuring, but I would want us to know something that structuring, we need to know about your branding. There's branding that Madam Demilola talked about it. There are some names that people are so funny. They said, oh, because I'm a Christian, I have to use Jesus something. Because I'm a Muslim, it depends on you. But sometimes your branding, your business name, you need to know the meaning of what you're giving your business. It's not necessary you use your name. It's not necessary you use it, but you can just carve out that and it works for you. So we need to understand branding. Branding in structuring matters a lot. While you work on your logos, interpret your logos. You work on branding is a wide. If you want to get more about branding, we will tell you, because branding, we talk about the color itself matters. We have the 6 colors that we use. All these things has meaning. The color has their own meaning. It has their own definition. But you can't just come up and mix color up and you say that's your color. Mr. Kazim, you have a question, please, because we are rounding up. Mr. Kazim, you can unmute yourself. Mr. Kazim. Right? Mr. Ogundare. Okay. I think another sponsor, the people that have been making this program going on and on, I really appreciate Ron Chess. I appreciate August High. And I thank God I have August High in the house, ambassador. They've been part of the sponsors that makes this program to be going on and on every month. We really appreciate August High. They are into securities, they are into facility management, and they have structures. I think they are the people that, Ambassador, we would like you to just give us, because you have a company that has been in existence for years. So can you just share those, maybe 5 minutes, how you've been able to do the structuring, sir?
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Pompey.
You're welcome, sir.
You know, your concept is something that one needs to believe in without much preaching. Because if you actually want to change Nigeria, you should look at how to change people's concept, how they view things, the speed and traction they put to things, you know. And since I met you on this project, I'm sure I will stay with you forever.
Thank you.
Now, looking at all the questions, when we started this meeting, we had like 30-something people on board.
Yes, sir.
I had to go and share this link in so many other groups, and the thing grew to 76 and 78. And I was telling my staff, I said, look at it. Then I told my staff, I said, count how many people will remain till the end. But just go to any other chat room now where they are talking about maybe nudity, sport, football, betting, or any other jovial thing. People will remain there, share videos, watch videos with their data for hours. I even shared this with my staff chat room, and I'm checking how many of them are on board. You know, so when she was sharing all those slides, one thing that crosses my mind is amongst the people that are asking the questions, you know, I'm talking to some of you right now. If you are a business owner and you are concerned about improving your structure, attend sessions like this. That's number one. Number two, collaborate. When you collaborate with others, the first thing to do when you want to collaborate with others is to review their structure, to see where your own structure will interwove, you know, and that is where she was explaining. I love that woman so much. You know, she was explaining how you can work remotely from your project. I went to US. I spent over 2 months in US, and I came back, and I have close to 5 companies running. You know, there are demands on every job description, and there is a desk officer on every job. So if he's not delivering, then it's frustrating the system. The frustration will show. So if you have a structure, then you are expanding. Your structure will be taxed. You will feel the frustration. Okay, let me give you an example. Lekki Epe Expressway. We have road network structure, right? Okay, then incidentally, estates start springing up in that area. People started to go to that area. We now have free trade zone. We are looking at Fourth Mainland Bridge. Dangote shoot up 1 foot there again. So many things. What happened to the road network structure? Traffic every day. They have now restructured the roundabouts to now form some kind of road network to divert so you can move. So structuring is highly helped from the frustration you get from where you are. And Pompey have been hitting it that start somewhere, start from where you are, start somewhere. So if you collaborate with Pompey Ventures, you will see their structure, definitely, unless you are doing it from a lackadaisical posture. If you chat business with XYZ company, you will see their structure out in the preliminary investigation that you will do. Okay, so this is why this guy can do this. Okay, this is why this person can do this. You begin to impute those structure. That's one. Two, if you are a staff and you are working somewhere and you are looking at all of these things where you work as a joke, that you will lose traction. Because if you look at the structure where you work, like the woman said, you can provide inputs, you can produce ideas, you can channel your ideas legitimately with decorum and humility, and you can hit the attention of the business owner and initiate your ideas. Why? Because Even if you have idea and you say, they are not paying me well, I'm not going to share my idea with these people. How much are they paying person here? Okay, keep your idea, but you don't know that ideas must be test run. So where will you test run your idea now when you leave that company? You must push and hope that your ideas are test run. When they are test run, then you begin to also develop on the ideas within that legitimate structure you found yourself. So anywhere you now find yourself, you want to run that idea, you cannot say, this idea cannot run here. How? You people don't pay tax. We need to start paying tax. Oh, this idea cannot run here. We need a organogram of this magnitude. Oh, so I think that you are doing the right thing from bringing all of this expose, and we expect, hope, and pray that people will begin to catch it. In the US, you just see facilities. Edenwood place where I went to, I saw people cleaning. I went to the guys. Are you fine? What's the name of your company? Are you just doing the horticulture, the grasses, the flowers? They said no, that they also clear the drain. It's their responsibility to clear sewage, but they don't go into the building. That they also do fumigation and other pest control around the building. Okay, who goes into the building? They say that is another kind of registration you have to do. Wow, I'm seeing all of those things because I'm popping up a branch in New York very soon. I'm popping up a branch in Canada very soon. I'll be going to Canada in January and February again. So when you begin to do some of these investigations, interactions, interrogations, you begin to see where your ideas will fail, and you begin to review and renew your ideas and collaborate with others to design a pathway for yourself. Thank you very much. I don't want to take so much of our time. Thank you, Pompey.
Thank you, Ambassador. I really appreciate, and all the sponsors, we really appreciate Ambassador, one of those sponsors that has been sponsoring this program, making it to come up. And we have other people that have showed up themselves just to appreciate what we are doing. To round up, to cap it up, I'm calling Real Boats, Mr. Paul. We talked about the structuring and cleaning and the planning. Can you wrap up this program with your own ideas? You two, you are very vast in this sector concerning the cleaning. Can you just tell us what they need to put into place, and wish us merry happy returns and happy new year in advance? Yeah, Mr. Paul. Real Boat. Real Boat Training. Mr. Paul. Well, maybe network. All right. Seems he's not available. All right. Let me call on Mrs. Blessed.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Paul.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. Paul Odubanjo, Real Boat Cleaning Service. It's been a very wonderful section here, and I must really commend PCV Training Academy that has put this together. You've done a very, very wonderful job. The last speaker keep referring to Mrs. Demilola like that woman. I will keep referring to her as a man, because she has really been a trailblazer in the industry that has been pulling against all odds. You see, like you've always referred to her like an Amazon. Now, quickly, my own contribution is like the census 10:15 says, the labor of a fool will hurt every one of them because they don't know how to go to the city. As long as there's no structure in cleaning business or pest control, even in somebody's life, you will never get it right. That is why structuring is very, very key and very fundamental adventure. That is why you see that American cleaning business, because they have a structure, they have a rigid structure. They keep one generation to the other, and you see
And network has been all right. I think the network is not favorable. So at this junction, I really appreciate everybody. This will be the last section for this year. We appreciate everybody that started with us and the people that we ended with. We're going to see ourselves next year by the special grace of God, where we're going to start big, and we are going big. We've already had our own program for next year. The people that we're bringing on board, we have a lot of people that have sent in different people that we should contact. They want us to bring these people on this program to give us some insight, to give us some information. Yes, we are working on them. We appreciate you all. If you have people that you want us to bring on board that can share their ideas with us, it's open to you. We've sent our number there. You can send us a number. We have a WhatsApp training group where we had people, if you have issues with training, with cleaning, that you want us to solve with you, you can network with us on that WhatsApp. We have our PCV we have our domain, which is our website. If you want to get anything concerning cleaning, you need any information concerning cleaning, you want us to train your staff, you want us to train you, and the CPAN is working on different things now. You can contact Engineer Pumping or contact us on the website, or you go to our media pages. We will attend to you. We appreciate everybody for coming. We know that by the special grace of God, we will meet next year in good health, and in good health and enough money in our pockets. Thank you all. Thank you for coming, and we all see next year. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pompey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pompey. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Pompey from Abuja.
Mr. Pompey, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pompey. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, A-Mobile too, for that wonderful presentation.
I will extend to her.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Welcome, madam.
Bye.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you, Madam.
Happy New Year in advance.
Demilola. Thank you, everyone, and have a
Nice
Merry Christmas in advance.
Nice presentation. My name is Dixon Osaje. Nice presentation.
I actually want to welcome, sir.
Sir Pompey.
Yes.